Okay. Can you hear me? I swear, when you think you fixed one thing and you got it all, uh, another thing stops working. Okay. Hey, thanks, Ganesha, for letting me know. I just realized that too. So we're about, I'm not sure how many minutes we're in now. Looks like 5 minutes. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Sorry about the little technical difficulties. Live streaming is so fun, but it comes with its challenges. And as you can see, one of them is me not talking or being able to hear audio. I'm going to play the first part of this now, just kind of get this in our heads. Good. All right, so that beginning is something original that I made. Everything after that is basically the chords that I found, with the piano arrangement and the melody. That's just, of course, intact as much as I could do with the oboe melody. So let's go to the oboe melody. When I play this first part, I heard some things that I wanted to fix. So da 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 da. Let's go to the high note here. You know what? I don't think it was there. It must have been earlier then. One of these notes dropped out just randomly, so let's and that's probably just one of the articulation sets. Okay. Um, while we do that, also I'm just gonna kind of tweak as I go. Here I do like when it kind of pushes and pulls, but I feel like maybe I want to just define this rhythm, unless in case I do any type of harmonization. Cool. We can probably drag that a little bit. Okay. Okay, this was the one. So let's do medium. And okay, so what's happening here? I think it's behind the beat, so let's go like that. And this is supposed to be a triplet. Da da da. So let's kind of do that for now. Okay, and what's happening here? That's better. Okay, great. So that was the first part, and then let's double check where that happens again on this half. Okay, this one is a little funky in terms of the programming, so let's just change that. Well, we can drop it off a little more. Yeah, something like that. Maybe do something more like that. Let's hear it one more time. Decisions. All right, so da 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 na. Okay, on this it kind of rushes, huh? I mean, it's on the grid, so I'm kind of wondering if it's just these notes. Let me actually go here too, and see why it's dragging there. Interesting. So everything looks good visually. What I'll do is maybe drag those over. Oh wait, sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. It should be here. And let's just move it over a bit. Like that. Cool. I think a little breath would be nice there too. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Maybe end that with something like this. Bum, bum. Interesting how it feels like it wants to rush. All right, it has like a somewhat of a sharp attack right there, so I'm gonna just flub that. Cool. Go further. Perfect. Okay. Now this medium sample might get louder the longer you hold it. So I just realized as I press stop, I'm gonna play it one more time and let's see if it has a good volume control at the end. Yeah, that's interesting how it just stops like that. Interesting. This one stops too. That kind of worries me. You know, it's not too noticeable on that one. Let's keep that. All right, so we have ourselves the melody. So let's go ahead and color this green. And then, why not for that? Okay, so I think we're at a good starting point. We got chords, we got all sorts of fun arrangement of the introduction, and I think I'm gonna now focus some time here to add and make this sound better. I feel like first impression, it sounds a little bit blurry. When I say blurry, it's a bit like too patty, and there's not a lot of definition in any particular instrument. So what we'll need to do is bring that up or even layer that with some solo instruments. So let's listen to the strings here. So yeah, that's a great example of how blurry or just kind of in the background it sounds. So one idea is, you know, redo some of this. Or we can just go right into a sampled solo instrument like this one. Even though it's solo violin 2, well, I changed my mind. The panning will be different. So let's do solo viola. Okay. And if you guys are familiar with CSS, this is CSS solo strings, or Cinemax Studio solo strings. So it's very similar to the flagship one. And what we'll do is we'll go to breath, bring the breath up. That gives us some vibrato. And then I think these are all key switches. Yeah, so yeah, Cinemax Studio Strings by far has probably the most intuitive type of patches that you can choose from. So I probably would, if I'm doing these polyphonic ones, I might have to do polyphonic. Sordino would be cool too. Maybe. Maybe this one. No, I'm thinking this might be monophonic. So let's do the advanced legato advanced for a second. Yeah. So these are a monophonic. I gotta go back into Vienna real quick and think how if I can just get these to do polyphonic. So this is that. If I go to my solo strings, CSS right here. Okay, so I forget how to turn this off by default. Is there, I think there's a way to look here. Maybe not. I could just do the sustain, but that would just make it sustain, huh? Maybe I'm thinking of polyphonic legato mode in the CSS original. Maybe I'm getting confused. Okay, well, instead of that, let's just not deal with that, and we'll go legato, or I mean, excuse me, sustain. Okay, and let's just reprogram this. This is soloed. Okay, I might want to change some notes here actually. So let's go here to the viola vista as well, and let's see here. Maybe this one that's kind of bugging me. What if I go down to A? Let me check the cellos. Cello's doing A as well. I see. So okay. You know, in context, it's not that bad. Maybe just by itself, it's kind of like, Okay, so we have the solo done for the viola. Let's do one for the cello. And the cello would be Cinemax Studios cello. I also, oh, actually, no, this isn't. This is a Tina Grow. I was just gonna say, I do like the Tina Grow solo cello a lot more actually than the CSS. But then, for these purposes, I don't know. It might be better just to do the CSS. Okay, so let's redo that. Put the click on. Oh, sorry, I didn't record. Okay, let's check this one though. Let's compare that to, let's say, the viola. Okay, so this is way too loud, huh? But I can't control that. Well, maybe I can. Maybe what I could do is put it on this one. And maybe split it so we have cello 1, cello 2 kind of thing. Yeah, I think this will work. So the problem I'm hearing is this F sharp's way too loud, and the only way to combat that is re-record this again to do it lower, and then it's independent from the other half of that. Okay, that's the idea. By the way, if you guys are watching my other live stream last Thursday, I had some issues with the ensemble freezing on me. And I figured out the solution. It's Cubase 12.2. That's not, or actually 12.0.2, I should say. And it's not integrating well with the ensemble, and I think they're working on it. But if you revert and install an older version of Cubase, Cubase 12.0.0, the first version of version 12, it actually works fine. And of course, Cubase 11 works fine too. It's just it's one of those things I couldn't wrap my head around. And then Dave Cadell, he actually mentioned it in a VI control forum, and so I did that and it worked. So not having, hopefully won't face any computer crashing tonight. Let's listen to that with the rest. So we have cello solo, cello viola. Sorry, I'm trying to hear which one is like coming through a little more. So this cello is a little bit funky. Let me try this too. Okay, and then cello, is it this one? This one I haven't programmed yet. Let's go over here though. Oh, it's this one. Okay, so this one is kind of loud. Let's bring that down just a bit. Okay, and then let's bring up this one. Let me do that again. Let's see. Not a whole lot of vibrato. Well, it does, but not as much as I was expecting. Let's try this one. So this is actually Tina Grow 1 solo cello. Let's try this one. Okay, so there's some funky things that happened there. I just, as I was recording, I remember how the programming works on this. You have to, I set it in a way where you do pedaling and it gets rid of the bowing sound. So I should probably do that somewhere here. And then let's do that there. Should be good. Okay. So this hopefully will help bring some definition out of those strings. Okay, great. Yeah, that sounds good. There's some panning thing that I need to fix, so let's see. So this first Tino Grow cello is a bit on the center. I'd like to move that over, so I'm going to use CC10. I haven't done this CC10 in a while. Let's see. Here's some CC10. Okay, so I'm going to move that over. Okay. And then let's add the solo cello 2, which is CSS. Yeah, that's the idea. And then let's go to the panning on that. So the panning may be a little too much. We can tuck that in. Okay. Cool. Let's do this too. Let's bring that down, main volume wise. When I'm hearing this, it seems kind of slow too, so I'm gonna just kind of help adjust the feel and energy by bringing it up. So let's go. Let's see, we're at originally 75, so let's go something like 80. Okay, and then here, let's do a little decrescendo. We'll do 2 actually. And this is free warp. Let's do that one. One here. And let's change this to 75, and let's go like 60. And then go back to 80. Right here. Yeah, that's better. Um, so that's strings. What we can do now is, I think what will help is maybe adding. I was thinking this horn and maybe even a trumpet. Although woodwind would be really nice, like just featuring more of these Claire Woodwinds that I have now. So let's do. Let's see. Let's focus on woodwinds for a sec. Let's try vibrato. That's kind of weird. Let's do the medium. And let's go like this actually. And this should be legato, huh? So let's just do that. Four. So that should be spaced about, and for some reason it won't play right on the beat. Sounds a little flat there. And hey, feel free to always tune your samples too when you hear something. So I do that, not a whole lot, but when it's really obvious, I usually do it. So, oh, okay, yeah, you can hear how it went flat because my fingers actually did that, but it's just relatively flat. And anyways, so let's do that. Alright, and let's get rid of all this. Let's see. Do I have one for just pitch? I don't. I should. I should make one just for the pitch. Anywho, going back to this, what I'll do, I'll just, let me get rid of these guys. Okay, and then we'll stretch this out. Okay, and let's listen to it by itself. It almost, it's like you kind of have to go beat by beat. It's interesting. You can do this all day, right? You might as well just record a player at that point. Yeah, it's not perfect, but something like that is the idea. So yeah, tune your samples. It's a great tip. That's one instrument, and do I have reverb on that? Great. Let's do that for flute. Now, let's delete this pitch bend for now. And for flute, let's color this as well. Let's do green. Green for woodwinds. So going back to the flute, I don't know if I'll just double that. I can just go an octave. instead of the general articulations, let's do the lyrical one. And let's change that to legato. Interesting. I guess this is a universal thing. I was dealing this with the oboes, but also with the flutes. With the Claire Woodwinds, it looks like the legato patch doesn't just sustain all the way. It stops actually. So you have to change the longer notes. And let's see. Right, that's better. You know what? What if we just did all of these like medium? That sounds even better. There's something about the phrasing and how it shapes dynamically. And then there's a little decrescendo, or retardando, I mean. So these are times where you have to think, okay, it's in there, but we want it to poke out just a bit. Like that, kind of. Now, besides the flute and clarinet playing this, it would be nice to do one more line that does a counter melody of that, or harmonize, I should say. And should I do that with the oboe? Let's see. So on this oboe, it doesn't have the legato patch, so let's go over here again. And I'm hesitant to use oboe here because then it might like lose the effect of the oboe coming in on its solo, but let's try it. Okay, and let's do a quick harmony of what a flute and the flute and clarinet would be doing. Another option is just do clarinet 1, clarinet 2, doing a harmony as well. But let's just do the oboe for a second. Actually, I need to do that. Okay, so on the oboe, let's do an octave lower just to see what the other instrument's doing. And let's go. So. Okay, let's try the F sharp approach. F sharp, E, D, E, F sharp, E, either D or B. Let's try that. Okay, so we got to be careful that doesn't overpower. So let's also shape this. Quickest way to do that is just go here to here, right about there, like that, and then let's just use our shortcut key. There we go. getting there. So let's do the next part. I actually really need to tuck this in. I don't want it to be heard, but just kind of reinforce in a sense. Okay. Another option though, if it's maybe just too rich, let's try D and see. Well, let's see, not D. A, I mean, and see if that does anything different. Let's try that. So A, G, F sharp, and then maybe go down. Interesting. And when you do this, it automatically pokes out even more. So we're just blending this a bit. I bet this would sound really good with clarinet. Okay, I'm actually having second thoughts. Let's do this. Let's move this into a clarinet line. And what I'll do is I'll use the oboe to highlight the melody part of that. So let's find clarinet, another Claire, or should I use one of my woodwinds here? Let's try that. Let's try a woodwind, east-west clarinet, and we'll use this as treat it like a solo. Turn that guy on, and let's move this over here. Actually, okay. So you have that. Okay, let's move that over here. So let's just redo this again. And this time, treat this as a medium. Sure, medium. It was already there. Okay, and then so the idea would be take these guys, excuse me, and harmonize it. So we have okay, now take this guy down here. So we're in thirds. Now we're in fourths. We could also just do two Fs like that. Let's try that. Oh. What's wrong here? There's something wrong. Da-na-na-na-na. Okay. And then go here. Okay, I see what something happened with that top melody. Okay, so what I need to do is go here and treat this as clarinet 2. And so we have two different libraries kind of helping complement each other there. That's what I want to do. F sharp. Let's keep it on D. And then this should be on also a D. Okay, so probably out of a lot of these sample libraries out there, this is probably by far one of the worst tunings I've heard in a while. Okay, and I see. Yeah, and I'm not in the right voicings. Okay, so now I'm in the right voicing here. Let's just double check and make sure all of this looks good. Yeah, so that sounds kind of weird now. Let's do F sharp. Interesting. Maybe I'll keep it on the A. Yeah, and then I guess I'll just go to there, to the F sharp. And then, is this G good? Okay, great. Let's go ahead and go through this and then see if I can fix maybe one tuning note here. So right here, try it again. Okay. The big one is this last note. Wow. Let's see. I feel like this needs to even go higher. Like, what if, yeah, just go all the way up like this. See if that does anything. Ooh-wee. Let's change the articulation. That's better. Luckily there's a few different ones. And that's sometimes us. all you can do. Okay, so now that we got that going, I have this clarinet playing something different, which is cool. I think I can maybe incorporate some of those notes into down here now with the horn. So let's do this. Let's put the clarinet one to the oboe, or excuse me, the horn. And this clarinet part, I'm wondering if that would be good for, let's say, like a not sure. Maybe bassoon. Maybe you can go. Let's try it. Yeah, so let's go here and like kind of reinforce that by going an octave lower. Let's hear how that sounds. Okay, let's try again. Make sure that all my samples have the right patches set. Okay, already it sounds a little more upfront, more definition than the beginning of this. Now the horn, I don't think I copied it right, so let's try bringing the horn in here, and let's hear how this sounds. Okay, octave lower. Let's bring the volume up first. Again. Oh, hello. Sorry. That's funny. Ah, that's what happened. The pitch bend from the clarinet, which I actually should double check if I have that in other spots now. So I copied that from here to here. No, that doesn't have it, luckily. And let's look at the bassoon. That doesn't have it. Great. Okay, so let's make use of this Pacific cello solo too. I totally forgot it was up here. Let's bring that where it should be, where it belongs down here. Now this is a new free library that Jasper Blanc put out from Performance Samples, and it sounds wonderful. So that's how that sounds. Let's see if I'm on the right one. Apparently I wasn't on the right one. So that's CSS. Now this is Pacific. Now you have a different sample in your ear. Let's hear this one now. Right? Sounds amazing. Let's bring this up though. And actually, let's see here. Interesting. What was I gonna say? What if I move this down here? Let's do this. Okay. Okay, now that we have a lot of growing ebb and flow stuff, I might have done too much decrescendo here, so let's go 76 and 66. Cool. And then let's make sure that all the releases are the same. As you can see, it's a mess. And this one's, oh, okay, I see what happened. This one just stops right there. So let's, a quick way to do this is actually go here to all parts, chop it, delete the ends, and then let the new ones flourish, as they say. And let's go to 4. Okay, maybe a little breath. You could probably do that for this as well if you want to be consistent about it. Let's do that. Cool. All right, so next thing, let's look at what we can do here. I just did a sketch, and you know, it sounds great, by the way. You could probably, if you're in a hurry and needed to arrange something for somebody, this would do. I'm just using Vista, full strings, and the low, high, and then also some woodwinds. That's all I did. Oh, did I? No, I take that back. I also added a tuba in there, and so there's some bass reinforcement as well. But that's pretty much it. Let's listen to just the accompaniment part. Good. So here, right away, we could also do one of those decrescendos. So let's do that. Go 1, 2, 3, something like that. Then, if we were at 68, we would just slow it down around 64, and this can be like 60, and then this can be like 56, let's say. Alright, and then here, it's nice to kind of go a little faster and have this next part go differently. So, let's see. So going 68, let's go 70, and then we'll just keep it there for now. Let's focus on this first half today, for the most part, and then if we have time, we can finish this up, which is the plan. So, but I don't like rushing things too much. I think it's better to let things develop on its own, especially if there really isn't a deadline. Although it's good to make a deadline for yourself so that you can stay focused. It's a catch-22. Sometimes if you don't have deadlines, you can just develop all day. You can tweak and tweak, and sometimes there's a lot of like diminishing returns when you do that. So it's good to just have a few broad stroke moves that you do as you compose, and then fine tune as you go, but not too much. The I would say 80% of what you do is on those first broad strokes. Let's go to this woodwind. Interesting. Okay, so with that, let's go to 13. What I'm going to do is copy all of these guys over to the instruments we have so far. So we have flutes, we have the oboe, clarinet, we have clarinet. I guess we should put that down here though for the lyrical, and then bassoon. Let's also add clarinet 2. Flute 2 would be nice, splitting this up a little more, but clarinet is a more mid-range instrument. It's more versatile, so I like using that as the fourth notes, if I have any fourth notes in this. So, for instance, right here on this chord, you can see how there's 4 notes. I'm going to use clarinet 1 and 2 to do one of those in the middle, and then the flute maybe on top, something like that. That's the idea. Okay, so then what we'll do is go to the flutes, and we'll just prune this down. And this is a good starting point. Doesn't mean I'm going to keep it like this, note for note, but this is just like a good arranging trick. You put all your chords in first, piano style. And there's, maybe some opinions that you shouldn't think like that piano-wise, and just maybe think it more through instrument by instrument. But this for something like this, I think it works fine. Okay, so you have that. All right. So there's my flutes. Then you do that, and you go through to the next ones. Let's go to clarinet 1. We'll call this clarinet 1. And keep the middle notes like so. Okay, and then anytime there's 4s, I'm going to actually hold off. You know what? I'm going to delete this one. I think I went ahead of myself. So I'm going to come back and copy whatever I prune down below to clarinet 2. But basically the notes that I'm keeping for clarinet 2 would be for these ones here that have the 2 options. So let's do that. Oh, sorry. Boom. And when you're going fast, you might make a mistake and you might delete the wrong one, right? And that's all fine and dandy. See, like for instance, that one, I wasn't paying attention. I deleted the middle notes, so you don't want to do that. But use your ears. The best thing is, this is a good starting point. But in the end, as you listen to these more and more, like the next day and the next day after, your ears will just start to hear things that you're like, oh, you know what? I should probably move this line up or down, depending. Okay, so you're almost there. So this is the tedious parts of modern day arranging, I would say. And I got out earlier than I should have, so let's double check. Okay. And let me see, did I delete something else? No, okay. Yeah, you can always undo, make sure you don't delete the ones you need. And let me double check. Okay, yeah. All right, and did I didn't delete anything there. Good. Almost there for the clarinets. Some of these will overlap with bassoon and stuff too, which is fine. Okay, so you can do that and then just copy that section over, and we'll prune that further. But let's go to the bassoons and do this now. And with bassoon, let's color this one as well. Let's do a different green, kind of a off green there, and this might go faster now, so I'm just going to delete all of these guys. Oops, I meant to do shift. There we go. Let's get rid of this. And this is that descending bass line, as you can see here. That's really important for the bassoon to play that and get right. So yeah, I hope this all makes sense what I'm doing here and what you're seeing. Sorry, I press enter again. I meant to do shift. Maybe I'll keep my hand on the left side of the shift. Okay. All right. So we have that. Let's listen to the top lines. So the bassoon and flute only. Sorry. That's what I meant to do. Okay, this is flute. Flute's really quiet, so I'm going to bring it up. And what else can I do with the flute? Might be too low. That's really low for a flute. Sorry, I should probably go to this side and do the lyrical. It's called legato lyrical by the Claire. Okay, so on this, as you can see, it's really low. I mean, it says A3, but I'm thinking A4 on the treble clef. That's the inside the staff. That's okay. That's not bad. But when you go down to like F sharp and D, it gets pretty hard. So yeah. So maybe I might change that to maybe just an A. But yeah, okay, so now that's playing right. Let's go back up here and listen to that together from here one more time. So here, let's go. Let's change the dynamics here, if I can. Yeah. let's do that. Let's change the bassoon dynamics. Might want to just re-record this whole thing. Another thing you can maybe another trick just to help facilitate some of the loud stuff that's happening. Let's use a compressor. Yeah, you know, I'm looking at the or I'm listening to it in context, and it seems okay. I'm just let me double check here though on this second time. So this just seems kind of off to me. So let's record at least that one. Okay, and this is where it goes. Da, na, 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 na. Let's hear in context. Oh yeah. Da, na, na. Okay. Cool. I want to keep this arrangement relatively simple. You know, not too much. Not too much derivative or too much going off of something else. But it would be nice to do something on the second part to flourish it a little bit more, make it bigger, make it a little bit different. So all of these thoughts I'm thinking about as we're doing this. Okay, so the next step is let's go to the clarinets. And the clarinets from here, this is clarinet 1, this is clarinet 2. I might as well start moving these down here now that I have a good little system down. And let's go like this. I'm going to mute the woodwind ensemble now. And let's listen to just this part. Clarinet, clarinet. I think clarinet 1. Yeah, like that. Although something happened. Where's my other clarinet? Right here. That's what I wanted. Okay, I don't think I need the general art, so I'll maybe just move these up here and disable them. Okay, going back, we have clarinets. Let's move clarinet bassoon over. All right, that's what we want. On this part, we're going to now go ahead and delete the stuff that we don't need. So they are doubling a lot, but they split off every now and then. So first one, this is clarinet 1, this is clarinet 2. I had it in this order on purpose. So this makes it easy to just find and pinpoint the notes that they share and don't share. I'm looking at this. Let me just see what that does. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, delete the bottom, delete the bottom, delete the bottom, delete the bottom. Okay, and that's all for clarinet 1. Here's clarinet 2. Delete the top, delete the top, delete the top, delete the top, and that should be it. Okay, so let's listen to clarinet now. Whoa. All right, so something happened there. Let me just check what happened. Okay, so the programming or scripting for whatever the instrument is too much on here, so we'll bring it down a tad. Oh, you know what? I don't think it's the programming as much as just the sample itself. So let's highlight this. We'll do medium. Okay, let's go over here again. That's better. Okay, all right. Okay, so I think for the most part, we should be okay just to listen to everything else. So we go here, and when I say everything else, I mean just the woodwinds. Man, okay, I do remember one trick, and I'm doing this only because the tuning is really bothering me. If you guys ever researched Cubase in the past, Cubase has this really cool feature called Hermo tuning, and I'm gonna activate this for all of the instruments here. And I think by doing that, it might help actually immensely getting this to sound more in tune with each other. So let's do that real quick. I don't know how that works with Vienna, but so this one is a Vienna patch. The rest are instead of Cubase. But I'm gonna just turn all the Viennas, the her mode, excuse me, on, and I haven't done this in a long time. But I'm just gonna go to classic, 100%. That should just get it so they all detect the notes and then they tune each other out. Use a little more CPU. Let's see. I don't know if you guys heard that. I hear a difference, and it works really well with certain libraries that are just god awfully in tune. A good example would be session horns by Native Instruments. If I would recommend using that if you were trying to like use some accompaniment for jazz band kind of stuff. I used that one time with Hermo tuning and just made a world of difference. Yeah, you know, it's not perfect, but in passing with the strings, everything else, it should blend in a little better that way. Now that we have our notes here, you notice that there's some kind of voice crossings, I guess, with that flute. And one option is we can further make decisions on if we should even include flute or put the flute above it. Sorry, this is not the flute. This is the flute right here. And that just kind of cleans it up. And that could honestly, you could put that on the second half and not even have flute. Let's decide. Okay, let's hear in context with the beginning. Yeah, I think it works really well in context, actually. What I would say is the flute, I'm deciding if I should put the volume down or just EQ it. Maybe EQ would be better. Okay, cool. So we got the first half of that idea. Let's see here. I'm gonna mess around with the different options. Okay, so this is where I'm thinking, okay, we might have to change up these chord accompaniment patterns. So there's a lot of A's happening here, so it would be nice to do some downward motion. Okay, or in this case, upward motion, and then get rid of that. Then we have this is a high A. Yeah, maybe not A. What chord is that? It's a D chord. Yeah, maybe we'll follow what the bassoon is doing, like that. Okay, that's one option. Maybe not a C sharp. Maybe let's go. This is a B minor chord. This would be like a suspended A. That's kind of cool. So let's chop like a quick breather, and then here go. something like that. Let's harmonize that. Dee da da. I wonder if we should double that. Let's try doubling it. And I'm not sure why I can't hear that as well. What am I trying to do? Like that. And like that. I don't want this to overshadow what the oboe's doing. Maybe bring all of that down and do that. Dee da da. Okay, and then all of a sudden the flute goes down, so we need to kind of stay around the same vicinity. Well, this is a voice crossing here. Interesting. Yeah, voice crossings usually aren't a good thing, but I think in this context, you might want to support this high note with a lower note on the flute. So it's like going higher above the oboe here for the flute, and then here it goes underneath the oboe. That's kind of interesting. Okay, now that we have that going on, let's go and double this line with the first violin. And first violin, I like to double that with the Joshua Bell. So let's kind of give it a ballpark. On this Joshua Bell, Sordino would be better. Okay. Okay, so and on Joshua Bell's, I'm actually doing the CC7 instead of CC11, and I've noticed, you know, you could also do it with this, and I should do another pass, but to get the most drastic expression, you can't really do it with CC11. Let's do it with another pass real quick, and then let me think about this section here. From 14 to 15. as I'm doing this again. Okay, so bum 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 bum. What if I went also with the flute? Okay, let's look at that real quick. Okay, here. What if we went lower? So the voice cresting actually begins here. Beat up bum. What if I did that? Maybe. Let's try. So here and there, like that. Oh, but then there's this D. D. Interesting. D. What if I went up? Now we're voice crossing again. So we cross and cross. No, that doesn't really work. Let's go down. Cool. So any notes that aren't doubled, I'm gonna quickly do an overlap. Lengthen the note a little bit so it overlaps. Yeah, so like that. I have a feeling I need to go higher on that. Yeah. Cool. So there is that, and the flute is doubled with the violin solo. But so now let's bring the solo violin with the Vistus violins that I have here. Okay. Oh, yeah. So let's do that instead. I know the phrasing is a little off right there, so okay. Let's listen to that now with the other stuff. Push and pull with the dynamics. I changed the oboe line there. So, where did I go wrong then? So this was with flute, oboe, and violin. Something happened there. Okay, let's see what happened. Excuse me. Interesting. Maybe I'll keep that where it's at. Great, and that's with Vista string. So this is a little the string, at least ensemble strings are kind of quiet. So what I'll do is bring some of this up like that. Okay, all right. Now we're doing top down, so meaning we're doing the high voicings first in this accompaniment. Let's do now the clarinets. So clarinet 1, clarinet 2, clarinet 1, clarinet 2. I might as well just label this. Let's say clarinet, I'll put it at the end. Clarinet 1, clarinet 2. Okay, so listening to this again, let's see where we can double that. And let's look at the chords here so it doesn't throw us off. There you go. So first, we're in the key of D, by the way. D major. And let's go like this. So D major, by memory, if I say I memorized it now. Oh, it goes A7 over G. Or E, A7 over E, A7 over E, and then it goes to F sharp. Well, it's not F sharp; it's a D over F sharp, and then it goes to a G add 3 or add 2. Excuse me, G add 2. I don't know if this has capability of that. So I'll just call it G sus2, similar. And then goes to E, or A over E, I think. Well, you know what? Let's see. Let me. Oh, you know what? I think it's a mistake. It should just be a G, and then it goes to A. That's what it was. So this should be a G major, and then it goes to A7 over G. A7 over G. Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, okay, there we go. And then it goes back to D. And then to G sus2. G sus 2 over E, and then what's it, A7? A7 over E. No, not A7. Well, it can't be A7, but it's A7, A sus 4 7 or A7 sus 4. Ugh, it's a mouthful. And then A over E. Although that might change these bass voicings. This goes to this does a D over F or C sharp, D over C sharp like so, and then goes B minor 7, and then does a D over A, like that. And then we have boom, and then this does a we're gonna just get these through these chords real quick. You have F sharp, D. These are passing chords, so you have in quarter notes D, and then same thing, D over C sharp, and then it does B minor 7 and D over A again. Let's see, did I get this right? Ba-da-da-da-da. Let me play this on piano real quick. That should be G sus over D. And then I can make this bigger. G, like that, and then it goes A sus. The first on the first time it ends sooner, and then the second time there's like an embellishment towards the end, like a coda almost. So yeah, so we'll add a sus somewhere there, maybe in the viola or violin somewhere. Okay, so now that we have that, this really helps kind of move things along when you have the chords here, rather than thinking in your head, oh, what's that chord next? Okay, so we have where were we? We were at the clarinets, right? Okay, I did this so I can come back. Yeah. So this is why the A and G are together there, because it's A over G, A7 over G. Okay, and I guess this B is too low. So, in a perfect world, we would, just do it as is, but we'll have to make a decision here. Let's just do G. Yeah. E is the lowest note. It's funny that even it gives you an option to do D on a clarinet, on this clarinet. That makes me wonder what I need to do. Also, I thought I deleted this, so let's make sure I deleted all these lines. Maybe I didn't delete the clarinet 2 lines all the way like I thought I did. So where are we? Clarinet 2. Okay. On that clarinet 2, we need to figure out the low note here. E3. E3. Yeah. Okay, so I might have to just leave this for a different instrument. Because of the range issue, what if we moved let's move this line over to the bassoon. Even though it's kind of weird, this is bassoon with 3 bassoons in it, and the top one is a bassoon by itself. But let's see here. Let's swap these guys around. So we got this, and we got this around here. Okay. Alright, let's hear the bassoons now. Because of the range issue on that clarinet, I'm moving clarinet 2 to bassoon 1, and now the bassoon 1 is now bassoon 2. Okay, now let's listen to that with clarinets. And I might as well just double the clarinet part, or we can even add another voice, but let's just hear this for a second. It's actually, sorry, I meant to do this. There we go. Okay, so if we do that, let's look at how all of this works. Is it measure 1 or measure 9? Measure 9, huh? So first, the top note is clarinet 1. Okay, so I have a feeling I will have to change the top clarinet line. So now that we have some good division, let's go ahead and do this. And this is only really applying to measures 9 through 20, by the way. The second half, I'm not sure what we'll do, but I have a feeling we'll do something similar. Anyways, let's look at the notes here. So we have clarinets doing this in octaves. Let's go note by note real quick and find a good little scheme. This would be in 6s. Okay, and I feel like the clarinet can be louder, so let's do that. Okay, then we have C and D. Okay, let's go down to G. Actually, let's look at the bassoon as well while we're doing it. let's do the suspension thing there. I think that's good. And then let's go here to there. I think this clarinet 2 needs to go up to 8. Okay, bassoon, let's give it some distance there. Even here, this is clarinet 1 or clarinet 2, we could probably just voice this up. Okay, whoops, and then what's wrong here? We have this one should be a let's keep it on A, or now actually now we have a pretty good gap. What if we did the same thing we did up here? And actually, did I do that wrong? Okay, so clarinet 2, this is clarinet 2, we go B minor, let's do A, and then this is a A chord, or D over A chord, and that should something like that. Okay, and then give it some space, resolve up, you have that doing that. Okay, this is bassoon 1. Let's go to clarinet 2. Clarinet 2 would be here. Okay, so we have this note. This should be really loud, so it sticks out. Okay, and on the clarinet 2, I should say, go here and okay. All right, that's I feel pretty happy about that. It sounds good in my ears. You know, there's things like voice crossings or parallel fifths and things like that to look out for, but you know, I always just go with the flow, go with your ears first. Have those rules in the back of your mind, but really don't let that force you to make, you know, decisions that go against what you want to try out first. You know, I like doing trial and error, in other words. There you go. So there is the woodwinds on that part. And then if we bring that back, we have the full strings up here that we need to orchestrate. And then down here, we have a tuba line. Let's look at this stuff real quick. So I have this and this. This is what I just worked on today, along with the beginning, but let's hear. So now that we've heard it a few times, there are a few decisions I need to make with the top line. That top line does some cool stuff, but I feel like it might be too robotic. Let's see. So let's, instead of going da no, eighth, half note, half note. Let's just go like dotted half note. Cool. And then probably do something like that instead. And like that. Let's hear how that sounds. Okay. Cool. And this, I'm not sure what to do there. Let's see. Let's go a little further in. Cool. All right, yeah, so then you can now hear the tuba in there doing all that stuff too. So let's listen, actually, might as well hear that again in context. This time with the tuba, let's get rid of the strings. That sounds great. The note here, I really like it, but maybe it's rushing, so go like that. And maybe it's a tad heavy on the heavy side. So if we're gonna have that, be a little bit of a counter melody or counterpoint. So just make sure it's not too much. I mean, it's in that ballpark. Let's see if we tweak that even better. Yeah. Kind of keep that there though. I'm pretty sure it's this violin that's poking out. Yeah. Cool. That'll sound great with everything below it. So let's do that now. And I think that's all the time I'll have. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to continue this. I thought I was going to finish, but there's always tech stuff. Although I think it's getting really close to the finished product in terms of what I'm talking about is my live streaming. Actually, just getting a solid live stream procedure process going. But and then going to the other finished product idea of this piece, I think. What we'll do is we'll make the second section bigger. So starting on measure 21, which I'll focus on next week, or maybe next Thursday, or this Thursday. So this week, I should say, this Thursday, probably around the same time, 8 p.m. We'll focus on embellishing this next section with some timpani, a little bit of swelling, suspended cymbals, bigger, just orchestral elements. But here, what we'll do is we'll kind of make this low, mid, and bass line shine a little more. So let's do this now. So we have the clarinet 1 and 2, which has some really good bones. Well, let's go ahead and just copy these lines down over here. And let's do violin 2, violin, and viola as those elements. So we have that, and then we have that like this. So and I copied it twice because one's a solo and the other is the ensemble patch. Okay, let's see how this goes. Sorry, I'm not sure what happened. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Cool. So the challenge, though, is we want to make sure that these don't overpower, right? And it's getting to a point where we have to just make sure the volume overall is relatively the same. So I'm going to go note by note. So this is where the balancing needs to happen. Solo violin 1. Let's do this. Let's go around here. And then let's try viola. Bring the viola down. Okay. And that's just solos. Now this is the ensemble. Go down. Cool. That sounds a lot better. Okay, let's look at these guys. I mean, overall, pretty good. I'll maybe just tuck that down even more. Just ever so slightly tuck it down. Yeah, that's a better balance. Okay. Tuba, surprisingly a little bit loud, so let's bring that down. Let's bring this down. What else? Maybe this can also be compressed a bit. Let's bring some elements over so it's a I like the blend. I think what I'm hearing is it's just a bit piercing, So I'm going to EQ the violin there. Cool. Phrasing, first violin, again, it's this Joshua Bell violin. Let's bring that even lower, so. That's kind of the how far you need to go. Okay, and then also for Vista. Let's try again. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. Boom. Let's double check this note. Do, da, da. There should be a pickup note. Do, do, do. I like it slightly behind the beat. Kind of gives it a little more expression. Cool. All right. Let's finish this off, at least for measures 9 through 20. We'll do the mids now. I guess we did the mids. Let's do the cello. See, now we're in the bass territory. So logically, we can take these two guys. Let's actually just use this instead, the range tool. And let's bring that down somewhere here. Okay, so we'll call this bassoon 1, bassoon 2. And rather than solo, the CS solo, let's use the Tina Guo solo. And the Pacific, which is a new thing that I'm really digging. Sounds great. It's first time using it. Okay. So I think the one that you're hearing that's louder is this one, and that's the Pacific again. So let's bring that down a bit. Oh, hello. Might as well bring all of that also, and bring that down here. Bring all of this down like so. Okay. And I did have this go down a bit, so let's do that as well. Yeah, it's better. Uh, as soon as I brought the CC up, CC7 up is nice and present there. So let's play that with everything. Well, we also need to do the ensemble side. So this is a solo cellos and solo Pacific, and maybe on this one we already have this going on, like it's a polyphonic mode. So let's just go ahead and copy these down here, and actually let's do this. Copy over that. Well, rather than all of it, let's just do that. Copy that into here. Yeah, even though it's not on the right track at the moment. Okay, that's what I want to do. So that's that. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Oh, look at that. Not sure why it did that. Make sure we're in polyphonic mode here. I don't know if it changes. Yeah, we should be in polyphonic mode, so maybe it's overlapping. That's probably what's happening. So let's go here and make sure they don't overlap. So we go that, and let's make sure these notes somewhere here is working. That's a funky glitch. Oh, why? Let's see. Oh, look at that. There's duplicates happening here. So what I need to do is go here, and I have a little shortcut key that deletes duplicates that are on top of each other. That's what happened. Okay. Okay. Let's listen one more time. I feel like maybe that is too drastic, so let's tuck that in. Okay. Alright, so now we have the cellos down. Let's I think we have everything. So right here, I feel like there's something I can do with the ensemble to balance the oboe here. Okay, so everything sounds nice, but they're like fighting each other for space. So see this crescendo here? It's a little too drastic. What am I trying to do? I'm gonna go down. Maybe starting from there to there, I'll just go down like that. Okay, that's the idea there. Of course, all of this is like semi-drawn in, semi-recorded, so it's a little messy. Okay, so then we have this. I mean, I love the dynamics. I mean, I love it when it swells, but it's just a little too much. Another option is maybe use compressors and do it like in the post-production phase of things. You can automate it with the printed audio. But while we're here, and since we're close to end this session for what we're doing, I want to just make sure I can do what I can while we're here. Let's try that again. And then all of this too. It's tricky because this is sort of a domino effect. Sometimes when you fix one thing, another thing pokes out afterwards. So you gotta think about before and after what's happening, coming into the section you're fixing and coming out of the section you're fixing as well. For instance, like here, you can see how on measure 17, starting there, there's like a big gap that you see with the curve, so just want to just smooth that out as much as you can, and then you can zoom in and you can even further get that going. Anywho, there's that. I think that does it. You got flute, so we come back to the top. Let's hear that, and of course we have strings doing the same thing, so let's do that as well. So we have measure 14 is where it kind of gets big. Like that. Okay, and then from here to about here. Something like that. Same thing here. Very fun, tedious work. Okay, same thing. See, I mean, it's very expressive. I always try to opt for more expression, but sometimes it's too much. Sometimes there's it's like a exaggeration to the point that it doesn't sound natural anymore, which you just have to gauge. You don't know until you try it, and then the more you do it over and over, the more you're intuitively you just know what you want, or even visually with these curves. I'm just kind of gauging what I heard, and now I'm just tweaking it as such. So with that, you're just connecting the dots, so to speak. It's so easy, a monkey can do it. Okay, so we got this. I'm almost done. I think this is the, like, kind of, we're in the middle of the strings tweaking. Now we're on violin. Okay, so the violin, let's see. As you can see, it's visibly louder here, and then it just drops down, so just make sure it's not too high. Especially that violin one, it's really, really loud, or pokes through. Okay. Whoop. Here, connect the dots, right? That's the name of the game. Okay, as you can see here, it looks nice. I would say go for that as much as possible, but in context, too much. We're on viola ensemble. Okay. This is cello, and of course these are written almost the same every time because it was like copy and pasted from one track. And you know, almost in a way, it's good and bad when you're copying the same curves. I mean, it's good because it's congruent. It might be bad because every sample library you use is a little different. Okay, so I have everything done on now the cellos, cello, violas, and violins. So the only other thing left is a tuba here. And let's see, on measure 14, I'm just seeing if this goes too high. Yeah, I think we're good there. All right. Anything else to add? We don't really have too much brass besides that tuba. You know, ideally some horns would be nice. Maybe trombone. So the most logical thing would be to like double and split whatever the cello is doing here. So let's see. Let's do that and just hear how it sounds. Like that. Okay. And I'm just kind of following suit what the other previous part is doing. That sounds great. Yeah, might as well just sort of do a copy and paste right there. And then horns. Horns could do the violas, right? A really logical thing to do there. I do have one idea, though. Maybe it's just like a special counterpoint is to do... and this is actually what Ennio Morricone did in one of his arrangements for a concert, but it's like dun, dun, na, 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 na. But I think he did it in strings. Let me see if I can remember. Chord are we on? We're on the D, is that right? Okay, so we're on a D chord. Going back to the horns, we have something like that. Yeah, so I mean, whether they come in earlier, I don't know. It would be kind of cool to just have that horn poke in, sort of right there. So let's see. I'll start here. I missed the stop. But I need to add that in. I like everything I'm hearing up to that point. Let me try one other approach. There's some cool things happening there. I kind of like that better than the other one. What do you guys think? Hey, Lauren, will we get to modulate to D sharp major? Oh, no, I don't think I don't think I will modulate on this piece. Sorry. I wish I was cool like that, but no. I think I'm gonna keep it simple. I'll just keep this arrangement to the pretty was it short and sweet. So on the second part, I will just make it bigger, but other than that, this is still the first part, and I think I'm gonna retire soon for today, but I'm gonna finish this horn part before we go. So up until there, it's pretty good. Let's see, am I in all parts? Okay, so let's do this. That's a little exaggerated, so go down. Let's do that. And that. Yeah. You know the modulate. I'm just curious if you're still here, Lauren. When you mean by the modulation, are you saying there's a modulation in the original theme? Let me know. I'm curious. Okay, so we have that much. Okay, so what am I going to do here is a question. Maybe instead of go to A. Or go higher. So let's get rid of that and try again. Oh, hey Lauren. That's funny. Yeah. D sharp major. This is in the key of D sharp major. That's when I said last Thursday, didn't I? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's not a bad idea modulating on a piece. They do it all the time in musicals, right? So you got this boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Okay, I think this would work. I'm just gonna carry that over, so because when you overlap, it actually like cancels a note. That's fun. Okay, so then if we go to this measure 17, this is a trick I do sometimes where you don't actually attack the note again, you just do a fake attack. And sometimes it doesn't work as well as you think, but sometimes with legato instruments you have to do that. Let me try cutting this one in half, but I'll leave the horn solo like that, and maybe on this one I'll do marcato or something. No, let's do sus. Oh, okay, and then I need to copy this over and paste that into here. Oh, let's see, like that. Interesting. I don't think I forget when you're inside the key editor you can only record over the only one instrument. Cool. Let's do sus for those, and then for the rest let's do legato. Okay, and then I'll have to record the curve on that. Now, let's play it back. Cool. The last, maybe this won't take too long, but I'm gonna tweak the ending or the decrescendo right here. And also, some of these notes are not cutting off the same. I did talk about the trick. Sometimes, though, I do like it where they're not cutting off the same. And then that gives it a little bit more realism. Anywho, let's see. What I was going to do is decrescendo some of these guys a little more. I might just use a line tool. There's a nice little tool here. So you just go like this. Whoop. And then like this. Yeah. All right. So there's a lot to do on even a simple task like this, as you can see. Sometimes it's better just record it through. But if you want to be methodical, this actually is a little more effective in my opinion. I don't know if you guys are working a certain way where you like are wanting to record everything, or if you just program everything. In my opinion, it goes like this: you sacrifice the time by making it sound more real, but the end product will always sound better, typically. But the other trade-off is if you're just quantizing everything and kind of you have a good flow, good system of doing your curves in a certain way, and some people just do the whatever I don't even know what you call it, but it's like that the logic way of doing it, and Cubase offers that now. I use it sometimes, but I don't know. I kind of like just drawing everything in. And so I guess my question is, if you like to work a certain way, let me know. Yeah, Lauren, so it's quite fascinating. I usually work into a motivation software and then hope that the dynamics work properly. People understand what... Oh, notation. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it's for live performance, of course, I mean, it's that makes life so much easier. Yeah, so I know there's a program that like interfaces with Sibelius and Dorico and stuff, and I forget what it's called, like Note Performer or something like that. And if you're familiar with that makes your notation software is pretty playable too. Let's hear this ending. I think I tweaked everything. Okay, decrescendo sounds a lot better now. So, without further ado, what I'll do is I'm just gonna cut these. Well, let's go up here, and everything is chopped off, ready to go. And what I'll do is I'll just mute these guys as well, so it doesn't bleed over. And then we'll figure out the second section in our next stream. And as tradition goes, I'd like to just play through everything as a work in progress. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for everyone who's watching. Thank you, Lauren. and Ganesha from earlier today. I'll go ahead and press play, and I'll also have these sessions in here so you can see the notes. Here we go. All right, great. So as we go on, I'll start next session to let me put myself on screen here. So I'll probably work on this first part again, just to tweak a few things here and there, and then let's go full force and finish this piece off. On my thumbnail, I put down finish, and I was expecting, confidently to myself that I could finish this, but of course, when you're making stuff, things always take longer than you expect a lot of times. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next announcements. Subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't already. That way you get personalized emails from me, and I'll offer also free things here and there. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you guys are. I'll see you next time.